Sharpie. I have ridden him bareback with a rope halter. He had a couple of days off because of the snow that we had. And so last week he got to see his first ride tackless, and this is his first ride since then. And I was really pleased with how much he absorbed from the last session. And it's been really great for him to just kind of lay back a little bit and work bareback with just a rope halter. Oftentimes with the thoroughbreds, they they already can be ridden in a saddle and a bridle, but those can often be triggers for them for tension and anxiety. And I find if I take all that away and work with them bareback, one, it helps with my communication with them, with my seat, my body, and my legs, and also helps them learn to get nice and soft off of the rope halter. And I just really like the control and the communication that I get with my horses. And it really works in bonding with your horse as well. So here I'm just working with doing a lot of change in directions. He felt a little bit stiffer on the left side, which oftentimes is pretty normal. You're going to have them be one side or the other. And so I was just working on trying to get him to soften a little bit. And here I asked him to stop when I pushed my feet forward. And then I did the same things that I worked in the round pen on getting him to move from my leg and slowing down his shoulders and him thinking about his hind end when my seat rocks back. So again, I'm kind of taking the pressure off of necessarily his face. That doesn't mean to stop or to go. He's having to listen to my body. So as I'm trotting, I'm making sure that my seat position is very straight and I'm wrapped around his body with my legs. So when I need him to bend a little bit, I might put a little pressure on my inside rein and put a little pressure with my inside leg and kind of hold that until I feel him soften, and then I will drop the rein and really talk to him and tell him he was good. He is a horse that responds really well to voice praise. And there he was just not quite sure what to do, and I added a little bit more leg to see if I can get him to soften off of the pressure of the halter here. I add a little bit more. And you see he's just not quite sure. We just keep working the circle and then he softens, and he was really starting to figure it out. And by working and changing directions, that also really helps. I find I love doing the figure eights. It really works on helping them get soft left and right, and then changing your legs from your inside leg to the new inside leg will help them in their flat work and moving in their lateral work. Next, I moved on to asking him to canter, and he's getting much better about his transition work. As far as not running so much into the canter, he still did it a little bit, but this was the first time I had asked for the left lead. So again, I was just working on trying to see if he would soften up a little bit. So I'm putting a little bit more pressure on the left rein with a little bit of inside leg. And so there I ask him to stop by pushing my feet forward. And then I work on changing directions and asking for the right lead. And I do a couple of canter transitions to help him understand what the cue is for the canter. And again, the balance is key, working on staying in the center of your horse. Really turning your head and using your seat bones can help your horse in the direction that they're going and wanting to stay on the circle, to where you're not really having to use the halter to steer. So all of those things that I was working on in the round pen, I can then kind of make an imaginary round pen a little bit. And the transition is getting a little bit quicker. He's understanding that he doesn't need to run into the canter, and that there's no reason to run once we're in the canter. Oftentimes with the thoroughbred horses, once you get them in the canter, they just think that they need to go a little bit quicker pace. But so now he's actually starting to really soften up, starting to hold a frame, and I'm not really doing too much. So I reward that by asking him to stop, give him a rub. And then I head to the right lead. The right lead, he was really, really nice and really soft. And I was really super happy with how he felt, staying nice and balanced and just being very relaxed. It's so rewarding when you're able to get the little bits and pieces and then building upon those that can help your foundation. And I just love riding my horses bareback because of the partnership you're able to develop and the relaxation that can come out of it. Got a cool product called Horse Licks, which is kind of a vitamin lick, but it works really well as positive reinforcement. As you can see, Vinny really likes it, and it works really well for those kind of fidget horses. When they're being shod, it kind of gives them a nice distraction, so they are happy horses, and then you have a happy farrier. So it's a really, really cool product.